Today, we become legends.
Hey, my name's Inter, and welcome back to the channel, and I came across a video of my original, first alpha gameplay of Smite 2, the first one I ever posted to the channel that I played publicly. It was a Crit Yumir game. I started watching through about half of it and thought, maybe it would be a good video idea to kind of check back in on, how the original alpha weekend was, because we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary, actually, of Smite 2 public access that happened in May of 2024. It's been almost a year, and obviously a ton of stuff has changed in the game and been added to the game. It looks very, very different and plays very, very different from the original alpha weekends, and so I thought I would just take a look back basically in this video. So what we're going to be watching back and basically reacting to is the original alpha game with a little bit of modern footage sprinkled in, so you can kind of look at it from comparison. And so yeah, without further ado, let's just jump right in.
Hey, my name's Hinter, and welcome to Smite 2. That's right.
Yeah, immediately you just notice the graphical difference, right? That's the first thing you notice.
EST, but apparently it's up
Looks
already,
very,
so
very different from the more stylized version that Smite 2 is now in. That happened in, I think, closed Alpha 3, after the Alpha weekends.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing Crit Yumir for my first game, because, obviously, that's, the most hilarious thing to try for a first game.
Of course, it's gonna be Crit Yumir for my first game, dude.
I don't really know, honestly, where I'm gonna be going with this build. The plan right now is Hydras and a crit.
Damage numbers and health bars, the UI looks really different as well. Not just the environment art, but the UI looks super different. Look at the HUD as well. The health bars were so small back then. You had a bunch of different stuff. Obviously no consumable slots either is another big thing. My potions are in my inventory. There was no consumable slots, and you got a free ward, which was an absolutely massive difference. But yeah, the whole HUD just looks different, and obviously the environment looks very different. They completely redid the environment art, and I think closed Alpha 3.
Sean could have frostbite. Holy crap! I actually placed a ward, dude, because I thought that was. I'm used
yeah,
to
no wards as well. They were just all this green thing. Now we got proper walls and wall skins.
But you know what? The lane ward, dude. The lane ward. Let's go. Can I I'm gonna slap this guy.
Oh, does he die here, man? You can't just be walking into a Yumir like that. Ah, 1 HP. Yeah, here's a bit of comparison gameplay. I've just got a little bit of this sprinkled in. There's more of the Crit Yumir game, but a little bit of this sprinkled in, just so you can see the difference. In the lighting and in the art style and in the HUD and everything. It just looks so different just immediately on a first glance. Obviously, there's a lot of different mechanics and gameplay stuff that's different, but on first glance, you can just immediately see the difference in how it looks. And look at all the shadows and how dark it looks as well, compared to modern Smite 2.
Soul is absolutely crying right now. Especially when they get ganks level 2 by a Fenrir. God damn it.
Look at that as well. Yeah, the scoreboard. Do I pull it back up? I don't pull it back up. Okay, let me go back. Yeah, look at this, man. The scoreboard just looks so incredibly different. This, I actually think I like more. Honestly, this is one of the few things that I think probably looks better than modern Smite 2. It does look a little bit more polished, I think. Let me see if I can find a clip of modern Smite 2 where I have the scoreboard open. Yeah, here's the modern one. I actually think I do prefer the old one. I won't lie. I think it looks cleaner. Obviously, the old one has problems as well. They could definitely update it. But the fact that this one is in a straight up box, there might be a reason for that, because maybe they needed multiple tabs to go to combat log and stuff like that. But yeah, this one's so much more intrusive. It comes all the way over your screen with this giant box, whereas the other one, if we go back, you can see that it's a little bit less intrusive. It does blur your whole game when you bring it up by the looks of it, but they can maybe, work on that. But it's just a little bit less intrusive, than being a full-on box. I actually think this looks better, to be honest. It's probably the one area, or one of very few areas where I think the original alpha weekends of Smite 2 are better than modern Smite 2. It's so dark in the jungle, man.
You want to get that infamy on your boss in Smite 2, dude.
Oh yeah, the infamy was really important as well in the early days, because level 1 buff camps did not drop a buff for you. You did not get a buff. That was a change they made not too long ago.
Hey, just jumping in here to quickly plug the second channel. I will be posting some Smite 2 games to the main channel like this one. But,
second channel plug. Still applies if you want to catch my second channel gameplay. The link for that will be down in the description. It's Into Games. That's where I post all my gameplay. People say, oh, why don't you post any gameplay to this channel? I do, but to the second channel.
On the map. I don't think there is, though. I'm pretty sure it's just solo land. Thinking about it, it was a bad idea, because she should really have beads, but she has...
the difference is just so apparent, immediately with the graphics. Or the art style, I should say.
The darkest timeline. Let's get back in here. Let's pull this lane back. I feel like I should have won that trade, dude. I had him 1 HP.
Yeah, Warhorn too. There was Warhorn. There was no totem back then. Also, no Queen Naga, no Pyromancer.
Yeah, the wall bounce also is not a very long CC. You can immediately TP after I do the wall bounce.
Damage numbers and golden XP numbers. This.
So I'm not sure I want to do wall
the interact animation. They've got that nice spinning wheel now, whereas this was just a bar with a countdown timer. Looked terrible. Also, the gold pile in general being removed, the whole side jungle in general.
Go away, fam.
You know, there was just a gold pile and teleporters there.
Oh, dude.
One thing that never changes is me getting camped in the solo lane, though. Tell you that much.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to play a bit passive here, dude.
But yeah, adding all of the camps to the side jungle and stuff like that was a big W, too. Yeah, just the jungle layout in general, man. Like, there's so many more camps now. So much more to do with the jungle. Back in the day, like, you can see here, like, there was pretty much just, like, 2 back camps and 2 buffs on each side, and that was kind of it. There's a lot more to do now in Modern Smite 2.
I feel like maybe I want Blinking Amulet in this build somewhere. Oh my god, my Fenn's level 9, man.
Yeah, my Fen was
What's
fed.
happening with my Fen? He's so fed.
This is something that you'll notice as well. The snowballing was absolutely ridiculous in the early alpha weekends. They did a lot of stuff to like balance the economy of the game, like in match. You'll see further on in this gameplay that it happens into an even more ridiculous level. But even right now, a few minutes in, my Anubis has 5.1k. The most on their team is 3.6k. You know, he's 1.5k up within a few minutes. I don't know how long this game's been going on. Within 7 minutes, like a single player being up 1.5k within 7 minutes is kind of ridiculous. And that was a very common occurrence. This isn't some kind of outlier game where like the Anubis got particularly fed. It's like that just happened a lot.
I guess he just farmed the jungle super effectively. Maybe junglers get hella fed in this game. Jungling's weird though, because like you don't have jungle starter items anymore, so
yeah, no starter items, not just no jungle starter items, no starter items in general. It took a while for those to get into the game actually.
Also the gold pile and the
I think that was in one of the closed alpha updates after 24/7, so for quite a few months we had no starters. It was just 6-item build and that's it. And no jungle starters was super weird because like the jungler didn't jungle any better than any of their other laners did because they had no bonuses to do that.
Obviously no mana regen, but
so it was like your whole team could just jungle and in the same way that the jungler could. There was almost no point in having a jungler to a certain extent.
No brain so back, yeah.
Gods, obviously. Gods is another massive one, you know, in this game. I think Bellona is the only god in this match that was in the original alpha weekends. I think every single other god, Sobek, Vulcan, Milan, Relics, Jingwei, Thor, Agni, Nemesis, Cupid, yeah, none of those were in the original alpha weekends. And quite a few of them were only added relatively recently.
Get protections,
that's an obvious one, though. Obviously, God Pool has expanded over time, but they've done a good job with, you know, making that a priority, I think. The original alpha weekends god roster was just, like, so trash.
I didn't want jungle, but unfortunately someone got jungle before me, so we're doing it.
Very limited roster, and also some bad picks, I think, you know, stuff like Charcode and Cerdanos, that kind of stuff.
Guys, grab the gold pile, grab the Warhorn. I feel like I've been getting a lot of the neutral stuff, it's just I'm kind of feeding my brains out at the moment. Jack's Blue's not even level 2 yet either, we've been invading it quite a bit.
Yeah, no level 2 blue, you don't get a buff, man.
Oh, dude, I'm right about to get that final gold bounty as well from the tower.
Oh yeah, gold bounties were fucking ridiculous in the early alpha weekends as well. Thank God they nerfed those. That's probably part of what all of like the gold snowballing was, because like gold bounties, like an entire tower plus all of its gold bounties was probably worth like 750 gold or something ridiculous in the early alpha weekends. It's like I'm all for a little bit of snowballing in the game and a reason to play aggressive, but 750 gold just for killing that tower, it was kind of ridiculous. That's part of the reason why you got like so far ahead. Those pots. Another small thing, the pots were added relatively recently, or the jars I should call them, because people call potions pots. They were added relatively recently, along with all the other like consumables that jungle camps drop, and you know, Fire Giant Obsidian Dagger, like massive changes there. So it's like Eyes of the Jungle, getting free wards from your jungle camps, Obsidian Dagger. The store, dude. Oh my god, the store looks so different. Yeah, I think this was the only version of the store as well. There weren't any separate versions like we have now where, you know, you can have the center aligned store, you can have the right aligned store, you could have the left aligned store, you could have the split store, you could have like all these different options. I think in the original alpha weekend, this was all you had. Maybe they were trying to like unify it between console and PC or something, so they only had to work on one store, but that just doesn't work. Console and PC are very different animals. You know, some things that feel really good on like a PC store aren't going to feel good on a console store and vice versa. And, you know, just having one store for everyone just wasn't going to work. And also just the way it looks is super different. There was not a lot of the navigation features that we have now as well. The store was like one of the big things that people complained about in the early alpha weekends. Rightfully so. The store layout was terrible. Also didn't look great, I don't think.
You should be able to move these items around, right? Yeah, there we go. We'll put that one on.
Yeah, store's still not perfect, but especially with God Builder coming in and all the improvements they've done, like, it's definitely a lot better.
We're actually ahead of the track now.
The snowballing again, man. This Anubis is now at 8,000 gold. He's now like more than 2k ahead of their highest player and more than 3k ahead of their lowest player. You could just snowball so ridiculously hard. It's 12 minutes and that Anubis has a 3k lead on their support. Like, if their support ever tries to fight Anubis, he instantly dies.
I'm like 1.5k up in gold on this jack.
Especially because he has Soul Devourer, and Soul Devourer was OP back then. Which is another thing, like, Soul Devourer was just Soul Reaver under a different name and a different icon, and that just confused a lot of returning players. That was a good change they made.
Bouncing back.
The stuff like Bindings of Lingvi, which was just sort of Binding under a different name. The Nemes, it was just Gauntlet of Thieves under a different name. So, like, returning Smite 1 players come into the Alpha Weekends, and they're like, oh, I want to build Gauntlet of Thieves. They search for it. It's not there because it was called the Nemes for no reason. It was the same item. It was very good when they made that change and just made all of the items that were just Smite 1 items the same name. So people could find them easier. That was a pretty big change. Like, new items, fair enough, but, you know, items that already existed in Smite 1, there's no point in making them called something different.
Right now. Holy shit. Do we want to blink in this build? I feel like we do, but I also want to go crit.
Yeah, dude, the blink as well. The whole, like, relic system. Like, everyone had beads, which was trash. There was no, like, 5 relic system like you have now. And blink was an active item, man. It was an active tank item. Felt so bad for junglers. Junglers, like, couldn't access blink unless they wanted to go tank item. Which is obviously terrible design. You know, we've seen that with the Bruiser meta recently with, like, junglers going tank items. In the early Alpha Weekends, junglers basically had to rush a tank item if they wanted access to blink. That was definitely really bad. New relic system is way better. I'm still a fan of one relic, but having options is good. For sure.
That's my full Deathbringer online. I'm absolutely fine with that. Let's start creating some bitches.
Come on, Deathbringer online, dude. Let's go. Crit was such a meme, and it's still such a meme, but it's funny that you can do it.
Royal Blood Oath, thank you for the follow.
Yeah, Pyro wasn't even in the game either. Pyro and Queen Naga objectives they've added. I still want Beacon, man, but, you know, they've added quite a couple of new objectives since the early Alpha Weekends too. All this stuff, man, it's only been a year as well. That's a crazy thing. Development's gone so fast. Like, the difference between these clips you just saw and this clip is 1 year.
I'm a damage dealer right now.
I think about how much gets done in 1 year of Smite 1. Way less than this. Way less than this, for sure. In another year's time, we might look back at, like, that Sobek gameplay you're seeing clips of and be like, oh my god, that was so different. Probably not as different as, like, this compared to the Sobek gameplay, but probably a lot will happen in the next year of Smite 2. Come back in May of 2026 and it'll be very different again.
Oh my god, you see those crits? Holy shit, dude, I'm absolutely...
I think they are reaching, like, a good foundation for the game, though, you know, in terms of, like, they're probably not going to foundationally change the game as much anymore, but there'll be a lot of new stuff added.
Oh, these guys have trinkets. Nice. Let's get that health shield. Okay, I'm a little bit low. Maybe I should back. I was going to go in on whoever's coming up mid there, but let's just back.
The crit you made a brain rot.
He's been going absolutely ham this game, dude. I've seen Fenrir's doing really well, honestly. Got stand up for this as well.
Yeah, Fenrir was broken for quite a while in the early Alpha Weekends, to be honest.
Like the ace of support.
Honestly, Fenrir has been one of, like, most successful Smite 2 gods over time. He's still good. He's pretty much always been good and sometimes has been kind of broken.
Yeah, dude, I think the verdict on Crit Ymir is hilarious but terrible.
Oh, yeah. It was never going to be good, but it's fine. Yeah, the buff camps as well. Like, the buff camps look pretty bad here. They looked bad for a while, but, like, the recent updates that they've done to, like, purple, blue, and red, they look so much better now compared to what they used to. It's another little, like, art change that they made.
Get out of here. Yeah, there's unfortunately not enough crit chance even in the game to hit 100% crit, I don't think, so we'll probably just end up going these...
Oh, there certainly is now with Rage's edition.
I feel like I haven't
definitely get 100% crit.
Essential for Ymir, honestly, even though it's not really an item I want in my build. I almost feel like giving everyone blink as well as beads might be a good idea. Because that's kind of how League works.
Who would have guessed, man?
Give everyone flash, but everyone takes flash. And I feel like it's so nice to have. Like, it kind of sucks as a jungler that wants to go damage to have to build a tank item to get blink.
Dude, I was saying that from the first time we ever got public access to it, you know. Blink being an active item is such a shit idea. Make it a relic.
Yeah, dude, my abilities do absolutely...
Yeah, either give everyone blink and they don't get beads, or, you know, the current system that we have, which is probably better than that, I think.
But we have Hydra's crits, dude. That's what's important.
Just so much better when you have some more options for your relics. Everyone having beads, like tanks having beads all the time in, like, the early days was just so trash.
I really want blink for these fights. I think I should have got it earlier in my build, to be honest. With this kind of a build, like, I need to be blinking on people. I can't just walk up to them because I'll die immediately.
That's the problem with it being on an item, man. It's such a bad idea for blink to be an active item.
Literally it. Yeah, it feels like I'll probably gonna need blink. Oh my god, the crits.
Dude, shredding that check.
Slow, actually, just try and get some damage on this guy.
Do we get the kill?
Wall him in. That's the ult.
Ah, surely we kill him, right? Freeze.
Get the freeze. That's his beads.
Nice.
Nice, dude. Good shit. Okay, I'm kind of low now, though. Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah, gameplay feel as well. That's not something you're going to notice in the gameplays, obviously, but like the gameplay feel improvements have been absolutely massive. Like, if you could go back and play the original Alpha Weekend builds, you would realize how like a lot of the like movement and animation jank has been removed from the game over time. Just plays a lot more smooth and clean now. Better than Smite 1 in my opinion, whereas these original Alpha Weekends, like you're watching now, it did not feel great.
Let me smack him. Smack him with the crits.
Kind of hard to notice when you're just watching the game. You gotta play it to feel it, but
We can push at the end here.
that was another big thing.
What a silly game. What a silly game. You know, it had to be crit you for my first game on the channel. Like, that's just how it's gotta be. There's plenty of cool stuff that I want to try out, though. Oh, hello, Zeus.
Oh, Zeus is dead, surely. He's gonna get crit.
Oh, we can surely gank him, right?
Oh, no crits, he dies then.
Oh, no, I'm gonna die, Phoenix. Get me out of there. Not even close, boys. Not even close. I probably should get out, though.
Yeah, the bases are so dark as well. Bases still need work in
I definitely have to back here.
modern Smite 2, to be honest, but it looks even worse here, I think.
Get me out of here. See if we can get gold here. I should have plenty of damage to take gold, honestly. I just need back.
Yeah, gold pit looks kind of nice, to be fair. That's another thing I kind of like. Probably looks better. Oh, yeah. We're not going to end this game. We crashed the servers, dude. Servers went down during this game.
Okay, dude. Wow.
The home screen, though, man. Look at the home screen, dude. It's so barren. It's just like the standard Smite 2 art with the Kate in the background. The Kate wasn't actually in the game, dude. They delayed her. Her original kit was going to be a lot more boring than her new kit, so thank God they did delay her. But yeah, it's just like the default Smite 2 splash art with like a play button, a social thing, and then like a news tab, and then you could go to gods, and there was nothing else, dude. It was so barren, the original home screen. Obviously, part of that is because there wasn't anything in the game for the home screen to direct you to, and there is now. But yeah, they've also made like big improvements in terms of like, you know, displaying new content on the home screen and like more menus to go to, more pages and stuff like that. But yeah, the home screen was so barren on the original Alpha Weekends. Barren wasn't even in the game yet. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Just a bit of a chill one, like just kind of like looking back, you know, it's been about a year since public access for Smite 2 came out, and like so much has been done in that year that I just thought it was worth taking a look at. You know, I kind of went back and just like watched about half of this game because I randomly saw it in my recommended when I was on my second channel. So I often end up watching back my videos and stuff like that. I get recommended my own videos on the second channel. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I just like watched back a little bit of it and I was like, you know what, this could be an interesting video. I might just kind of take a look back at like a comparison of the two and all the progress that's been made in the last year. And probably, you know, in May of 2026, we'll come back and see even more progress made because they're working on the game at a pretty rapid pace right now. But yeah, hopefully this one was enjoyable for you. Obviously, leave your own thoughts down below and, you know, what you would like the most in terms of the things they've changed. If there's anything you dislike that they've changed since the original alpha, you know, maybe something like the gods dealing multiple damage types. Did you like that? Most people said they didn't, but, you know, some people did. That's another thing I didn't mention throughout the video. You know, but Bacchus, I think, was dealing like physical damage on his 2, but magical damage on his 3 kind of thing. But yeah, let me know your own thoughts down below. Definitely worth talking about, I think. I'll be replying to a lot of the comments on this video, and I'll catch you guys for another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.